think it will record, but probably, yeah, it might interrupt it. That's okay. So it's right now it's fine.
Okay, so Sangam, please continue the class till 10:30. Okay.
10:30 your
Yeah.
time, right? Okay, 1.5
Yes.
hours.
1.5 hours. Yes.
Okay, okay, sure, sure.
Okay.
Okay then, yeah, let's get started. Okay, so in the last class, I have explained.
The recording didn't start yet.
It is started.
It started?
Yeah, you can see here.
Okay.
Okay, you might not be
Okay.
able to see,
So,
but yeah, it is started.
okay. Okay.
Okay, so let's continue. So in the last class, I did the test case in a little bit different way. Instead of using a regular Java test, I created a JUnit test case. Okay, this is a little bit different from the conventional Java, in which we use system dot out dot public static void main for running the main test, right? So I'll just explain briefly, whoever is was not there in the last class, and we'll move on. And this is a new test for a different application, web application called PhpTravels, and I took JUnit approach, which is a built-in framework. We will add this framework to our custom framework, which is hybrid, and this has annotations. Okay, JUnit has annotations called test, at the rate test, at the rate before, at the rate after, and there are at the rate after class, before class, so many. So the annotations will enable us to call these functions appropriately and whenever we want them to be called. Okay, so the at the rate test mainly suggests that whatever function is underneath it, it's a main test, like it acts as a public static void main. Okay, so this is a main test, and I just add the test at the test annotation here. Okay, and whatever I want to run before this test, okay, I'll put it under before. So basically the prerequisites can be put in before test. So I just want to launch the browser, open the URL, maximize the browser. So all these prerequisites can be put under before. So I call this function as prerequisite, and I call this launch from setup. Okay, and this is also written in the driver so that I can use the driver throughout. And whatever I want to do after the test is over, I want to put it under at the rate after annotation. Okay, so this is simply coming from arg.junit.after. Okay, so it will import these import statements, junit after, junit before, junit test. Okay, so don't worry, these are part of Java, so you don't need to import any other jars. Okay, so this is already there, junit 4. So okay, so I put actually tear down in the sense it's a closing browser. So I'll just show you same function which we have used. So tear down, close and just log it. So instead of calling tear down, I'll just put it in the tear down and inside the at the rate after. So it's the same approach. Okay, however, since we are continuing, I don't want to close the browser. Okay, I'll just comment it for time being. Okay, so the main test and all the instantiations and all the variable declarations like URL browser, I can put it in the class level. So it's not in any annotation. So because these are global, I can put it class level. And coming to the test, okay, all you have to do is just put at the rate test. That's all, at the rate test, and this will be treated as main function. And if you have multiple functions, you can have one as many at the rate test as you want, and you can also prioritize. But this JUnit test mainly used for unit test, so we will just use this for one test. And I will also show you test-ng, how to create test-ng classes and convert the existing ones. Okay, so in this I'm just putting a main banner, the test banner, PhpTravels test, and then login. Okay, so we will just run this and see what's going on. So it logs as we put the logs utils calls. Launch browser is the first coming from @before, which is a before test. So this is a URL, and all it does is just log in. I'll show you how we automate this login page. Okay, so till this we have done automation in the last class, and we will continue with the bookings in this class. All right. Okay, so let me go back and go into this login panel. So this particular test case strictly follows the hybrid approach. That means that it follows so far the page object model and infrastructure reusability from infrastructure and utils, and also from config property files callings, and it also follows the JUnit, of course. And what it doesn't follow yet is data driven. So we are still about to apply the data driven approach. So it's almost 90% hybrid driven. So I'll just show you quickly what is coming from where. Okay. So first and foremost, you need to define the page objects. Okay. So all the page objects are residing in page objects dot that application name or the project name. So since we have multiple projects going on, PhpTravels and tools QA and others. Okay, I have put here. Okay, so let's go to PhpTravels. So this PhpTravels.java, since it's only having one just simple application, I'm putting every XPath in the same Java. But in real time, you have to keep in separate, just like we did in the other demo EAT. But for now, just one test case would be enough. So if it is large enough application, what you have to do is you have to create multiple Java classes, like one for login, PhpTravels login, one for PhpTravels quick booking, and etc. Okay, so that example is for the bigger application. Okay, anyway, so first and foremost, the link, everything is public static final string, because I told you public because I need to access this from the outside class, static because I can call this using class name, final because these are constants, supposed to be constants because I cannot change the values XPaths, and string. And the naming convention is same thing, type of object underscore object name. And you already know how do we validate and find out the XPaths. Okay, so text box, username, password, these are the ones. Okay, you can validate it later, and we clicked on the login button. Okay, so that's how the XPaths are being passed directly from the beginning. So instead of converting, we are following the approach of hybrid driven from the scratch here. Okay, so I created a login panel. So apart from this page objects, I created a page flows for PhpTravels for different pages, home and login page. Okay, so home page simply has just to go to the home page and click on this link, which will take us to supplier backend, this particular page, supplier. So since there are a lot of ads, I didn't call this, even though I created it. You can call it, but it takes a lot of time. So login is the first page actually. So login has login. I'll show you after logging out, it will show the page. So login has email and password, and just click on login. So these are predetermined. I'll show you where they are already there in the site. So I just use them. So username and password, first of all I need to create. So instead of hard coding them, and these are configuration level, instead of putting in Excel spreadsheet, what I did was I put them in the property file. Okay, So property file is in config. Every constant must reside in data.constants. Okay. Every configuration related parameters must reside in config.properties. That's standard. So I just followed the standard. Okay. So let's open the config.properties. Okay. So config here, I put everything. Okay. So these are pertaining to PhpTravels. Let me put a comment. So hashtag means comment in the property file. So this property file has two things, key and value pair. Okay, so this is a property name, this is a property value, equal sign separates them. So just be careful, if we put space it will be taken literally, and afterwards also should not contain any spaces. So this is a username, this is a password, and this is the value of username, this is the value of password, simple. Okay, and this is called from the page flow. Okay, page flow will be called in test case. That's a overall flow. So let's go to the home page. Home page is done, and login page, and I just created two variables, one for the user and one for the pass, and I'm calling these, reading these from the property file. Okay, so simple. Whenever I am dealing with property file, I'll simply call property utils, in which I have created two functions: how to read from property file, how to write to property file. All you need to know is just call this function, and it would take two parameters: path of the file and the property name itself, and then this will return property value, so whatever username. So I'll store it in string variable. Same thing with the pass. So you might ask how it is working. I explained already, but you, instead of going through the actual procedure of how it calls, just know that you just call it. Okay, so just for your understanding, I'll show you. Since if you're calling any file, you need to create instance of file. File is a class in Java which takes the path of the file where the file is stored, whether it is flat file, text file, or any kind of file. It has to be flat file basically. So all the CSV files, property files, text files are considered as flat files, not Excel files. So Excel files we need to use different jars like Apache POA and other things. So then input stream to open this file and load this file. Okay, and then finally what I did is get the property. So props.get property, if I pass the property name, it will return me the property value. Simply I'm returning this. So read and write. Write is for just for caption writing for reporting purposes. It does the same thing. Instead of reading and it doesn't return anything, it will just write it to the property name and value combination. It will just store. All I need to call is set property, and it takes property name and value. Okay, so since everything is in appropriate utils, you have to call, if I want to deal with property utils, I will call property utils dot then property file underscore read. So naming convention is in such a way that you can easily call it. It's pretty much self-explanatory. Okay, so let's go to this page. Okay, so I call them, read them, and store them here. Now I have to pass them, right? Now I have to fill these values here. So again, I'm using the hybrid approach. I'm not writing from the beginning driver dot find element by xpath dot send keys and pass this. That is a that is for the beginners. We already passed that stage, right? So I'm calling this operations set text, which is an infra level functions. Infra level function already has it, set text, which does the same thing, driver.find element by xpath and then send keys. Whatever I'm passing here, test data, it will type it in. It will take driver, xpath, and test data. Similarly, all other functions are created in similar manner, driver.find element by xpath and dot function name. So all we need to do is use them, and that way you will get hands on that. Okay, let me go back to this again. So this will take driver and then xpath. So instead of passing xpath here again, where I am passing this from, xpath is coming from page objects. So page objects already filled in here. So it's all on the go. You have to fill these things instead of first filling these things. you can fill all XPaths first, but that is for the real-time project. So we can collect all the XPaths and put it in here, then wherever it is supposed to be called, we can call them. Okay, so this takes driver and call the PhpTravels dot that particular page object, then the data whatever I want. So data I already captured from property file, so that is called username and password, and then I had to click the link login, so which I am calling from click link. This also takes driver and XPath, and again XPath is stored in here page objects. So this XPath is called. So everything is stored in appropriate location. Instead of storing in all in one class, we are storing segregating in appropriate classes for the reusability or maintainability, managing everything. Okay, so I am wrapping up everything inside the try catch black for the error handling purpose, exception handling. Okay, so in case any error is thrown, it will come to catch and just print out the exception matter stack trace. Okay, so far we have created login. So after login, we have to book something. So that's application. You can explore little different ways, different flows in the same application. I'll show you. Okay, so this is a login. So let's go to the project explorer again. Okay, now for each page you have to create a new page flow dot class name, which is again good for the maintainability. So let me rerun this again and see where it lands, then we'll continue from there. Okay, it entered user and pass, and then click down the login button. Okay, so here you have to actually put some wait, implicit wait, because it says hold on. It takes a little bit time, so we have to make sure that. Okay, so now let's continue with this quick booking. So all we need to do is just find out the XPath again. Okay, I right clicked on this quick bookings. Okay, so as usual, you find XPath like this and Control F. Okay, then you write. So it's actually on the main type of object is looks like it's a div, and it's a button actually, button, but button has a division inside. This is a padding. So button, main button, you can see padding outside. This is a margin. So you can click anywhere on this, it doesn't matter. Now let's start writing. So button, so mainly, so I can click on button anywhere in the button, it will still see. So class name is button double slash button double slash because it's a relative path. Okay, this will again show all the matches button, because this is also XPath which has 14 buttons, 14 matches, obviously 1 2 3 4 5. So you have to do little bit work here. Again you have to click on second time. Okay, click on the desired object again, it will come back. Now you look at this and see which property you can use. So I want to use QuickBooks, yeah, data target. That looks appropriate. Now let's take QuickBook. Okay, let's type in. You can use partial or whole, like full match. Okay, so let's use partial match contains, which is better than the full match because you might want to switch easily if you want to go for partial match. So object name is the property name is data target. So at the rate data hyphen target, exactly as it is, comma, single quote. Then I want to go with the partial match, so I can skip hashtag. That's the whole point. Quick book. Okay. If I want to go for full match without contents, equal sign will be there. Then you have to exactly put whatever the value is. Okay, close the bracket, parenthesis, close the square bracket. Okay, exactly, I got one match. Now I can take it in. Okay, so this is for quick bookings button. So where I will put this, I have to put this on page object. So I'm going to page object. Page object and page flows are different. Okay, you have to go to the appropriate page objects refer to exports. Page flow refers to the class for the page, automated page itself. So this will be directly called in test case, not this. This page object will be called in page flows. Page flows will be called in tests. Okay, so that's the actual hierarchy, flow hierarchy. Okay. Now actually we have two options. Either we can create new class for the whole page XPaths, or we can go with the one single approach. So in real time, you have to create a new class. That's the standard. If you want me to create new class, I can create. So first we call PhpTravels.java, which is actually for login page, right? So let's call that login page and let's call this quick bookings. Okay, so I'll tell you the standard approach. Otherwise, if I put everything in here, it will become cumbersome later on. For if your application has 10 pages for it, let's create a new class. Even it is for one XPath, you create a new class. That's the standard. If you follow standard. Okay, so it's called quick bookings. So let's call this quick bookings. Okay, so since the first page is the actual login page and obviously the package name has a PHP travel, so I don't have to repeat here. I'll refactor this. So I'll just refactor the first one, rename, and let's call that login page, bookings page. So class name will start with capital, and there are many login, but this login page is in the page objects.phpTravels. So that path makes the difference. So you might say there are other logins, so it won't conflict with this login. This is different and this is different because the package name differs. Even though we are going for other tools QA, it doesn't matter. Okay, now it's just changing the imports. That's all. Okay, so the name is changed. Okay, now that's called login and it will change everywhere. Now let's come back here. Now let's store the XPath that just now we captured. So I told you public static final string and it's button underscore quick bookings. That's the button name equals. Okay, that's a XPath is stored. Okay, so for this page, just one. After clicking, it will take us to the next page. Probably that is called book hotel, book flight, car, whatever. Okay, so now let's go to the page. Okay, so there are some errors after renaming. Let's check them. What's PhpTravels.login? Okay, Control Shift Go will organize the imports. Textbox.username. Okay, so login. Okay, so this login is in conflict with page flows. PhpTravels login. Yeah, that's fine. Now why it is throwing? login.textbox underscore username. That's where we are getting error, right? PhpTravels. Okay, so because it's getting confused with which login because of this. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll simply rename it to login something else, supplier login. Let's call this. Because of two classes if named as similar, it will have ambiguity. So you have to manually correct it, but in just to avoid that, I'll rename it differently. Login supplier login. Okay, so now let's see if the errors are gone. Login. Okay, so I know where to change exactly. Hflows dot phpTravels, that is okay. Okay, here. So instead of login, this has to be supplier login. All you need to do is import this new class. Okay, so everything's fine now. Just Control Shift O again in case any unnecessary imports are there, it will remove. So it's fine. Let's go back to supplier login. Oh, sorry, quick bookings. Quick bookings is done. So all we need to do is automate this page. We just now captured this export and stored it in page objects. Now go to the page flows. Okay. So we have home and login, and now we are going to create shortcut to create class is Control N. So you can, and then select class. Good. Okay, so let's call this quick booking. So just make sure these two names are similar, right? So all you have to do is appropriately import the statements. Just to avoid that ambiguity in import statements, I'll little bit name it differently. Quick bookings. Let's call this page. Okay, so that will actually would not conflict with the page objects. Okay. Okay. Now new class is created. Now all we are doing is just clicking this quick bookings just for that. Let's create a function for it. Public void. What should we call? Quick bookings. And this should take WebDriver every time. Okay, now all we have to do here is just click. Okay, now we have to instantiate operations op equals new operations, because just for one I don't want to instantiate, so I'll show you differently. We have already seen this. You can create new instance like this, new operations, because it's not static. You can call it like this also. New operations dot. Okay, just import this, that way it will know it's coming from infrastructure, so we are importing it, right? And we have to import the WebDriver also. This is only one time, so every time you have to do it for the new function, but one time for that function. So what do you want to call for this? What is the function? What do you want to perform here? What do you want to do here? I want to click, right? So when I click, it will go to this page, or this pop-up will pop up. Okay, so what should I call here? What is the function name? Anyone?
Click link.
Click link. And click link will take 2 parameters. Okay. So I'm choosing first one, which will take WebDriver and XPath. Okay, so driver is already passed. Wherever I call this from the test, it will pass. Okay, XPath locator, where it is, XPath locator is just now defined here. Page objects. Okay, so I'll call that, and that is called quick bookings. So call it by the class name because it's static. Dot. Okay, so the first one. This is just now defined. So now it will click. Okay, now I called page object in the page flow, and I'll call this page flow in the test case. So where is the test case? This is the test case, isn't it? Okay, so after login is done. Now what is the next thing I have to do? Bookings. Okay, now how should I call it? Because it's not static, I have to call it with an instance of it. So what is the name? What is the name? Okay, here again login panel. This has to this is login, fine, yeah, because I'm referring to this one. So it's a quick bookings page. We can name these as page also as a suffix, so that you can do, but I'll leave it be, it doesn't matter now. Quick bookings page dot. Okay, so you have to import it again. And what is the function we just now created? Quick bookings, and this takes a driver. Okay, all you need to pass is driver in the test case. No data, no XPath. Okay, all the XPaths and data must be done in the page flow itself here. Okay, so the test case looks neat. Test case should just have calling. Okay, just pass it whatever driver you have created from before class. This is what we are passing in this case. Okay, now we are posed with this page. Let's automate this one also. Okay, click on this. Now apply tags is a drop down, and this has 2 values, yes and no. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll leave that be, because yes, let it be. So we will just select this, what type of booking we are trying to do. So I can book hotel, tours, cars, or locations. Okay, let's go with the hotels. So let's first write XPath. Okay, so now tell me the XPath. We'll just fill these gaps. Okay, so what type of object it is?
Drop down.
Look at this point, not this point. What is the type?
Select.
Select. And what is the property you want to choose and value?
Service type or ID?
Okay, let's choose ID. ID is easier. We can just try hit and try this. If it doesn't work, we can go with that. So service type is ID. As long as we get one mesh, fine. Okay, so is this good or not? Is it okay?
Yeah, yes.
Because it's a one match. Okay, now again this XPath is for quick bookings only, so I'll put in the same page instead of creating new page. It's not required actually. So page objects, again quick bookings, go there, and okay, it's the same thing, public static final string. So I'll copy the above line this is little bit of work here, so you need to do this. There's no workaround. Okay, all I'm changing is this and changing the name. So it's actually drop down, so name it appropriately. This is for your own convenience. If you name it appropriately, you can call it easily, otherwise no, you have to search for it. And this is service, so let's call this service. Okay, so then we will capture other XPath, other objects XPath also for this particular pop-up, and then we'll go. Okay, before that, this is a frame, or this might be a pop-up or iframe, right? So first I will check that one, otherwise it won't let me on operating on this one unless and until we switch to that frame. Okay, so let's check if any iframes are present in this one. So just quick check is / iframe. Okay, so there are 1 of 5 iframes, so let's check one by one. Okay, this, let's come from first. Okay, so the first iframe in the sense it's kind of frame. Okay, so if you hover over it, it will select this one, so that means we are in the iframe. Then we have to switch to that iframe before selecting this drop down. That is the whole point. So I selected first match, hovered over it, it's not highlighting this, so that's not ours. Second, no. Third, just click on this drop down, this down button arrow. This is also not one. Fourth, no. Fifth is also no. So this is basically not in a frame, so we are good. I will show you more one example which contains a frame. Okay, then we will go over it. So just for your heads up, in case you encounter any iframe, all you need to do is call this function, switch to iframe. Switch to frame, yeah. So this will be called first, then you call the op.clickLink or whatever inside the frame. So switch to frame must be called. So all I'm doing is using the same approach. Driver.switch to .frame. Again, iframe has a XPath. I am passing the XPath. So this has a function switch to in the driver itself, so that will switch to the frame. It won't do anything. That means it will enable us to click on these links or wherever if it is in the frame. Okay, after switch frame and you switch to frame, then apply the operation, then apply all the operations in the frame, then you have to get back to the outside of frame. Okay, because once you are in the frame, it won't let you operate on other objects which are not in the frame, because you have to get out of the frame. Then what you would call is switch to default. Switch to default. Switch to default actually switches back to default content. Default content is in the HTML page, which is outside the frame, particular frame. Okay, so just keep in mind. Okay, now let's go to the page, which is quick bookings. Oh, sorry. First we will go to the page objects again. Page objects. Okay, so what object we need to capture? Button. Okay, so now tell me, how do we write XPath? Button and I can take next directly. So what is the property name for the next? Anyone? What is the property name?
Class.
No. Class is for this one, button primary. If no property name is mentioned, I told you what is the property name. What is the property name?
Next.
Next. Okay, so is it matching? It's not matching. 0 matches. Next is not matching. So let's Okay, so it's not matching because the syntactically this error. Okay, it has to be square bracket. It is actually matching one of one. So all I need to do is just text property, and I use a exact match instead of for partial match. Okay, so now where do we put this? We have to put this in the page objects in the quick bookings. Page objects dot PhpTravels in quick bookings. So I'll go there and I'll put it there. Okay, so what kind of object it is? Button underscore next, and I'll store this here. Okay, so that's it. So we are done with this particular pop-up. Now let's automate this. Okay, so where do we automate this? In the page flows in quick bookings page. Okay, we'll go there and quick bookings, first link is clicked. Okay, then what you have to do is, it's actually quick booking pop-up, let's call it. Okay, let's create a separate function. Okay, now after this it's taking a little bit of time, isn't it? After this opening, this pop-up takes a little bit of time. So what you have to do, you have to implicitly wait, right? So there is a function wait implicitly, and I want to wait for 5 seconds max. Okay, it will wait for 2 seconds, doesn't matter. Okay, now let's create.
What if you use no wait implicity? Is it going to be any problem?
So say it again.
I said if you don't use wait implicity, then is there any problem?
Because if I click on this one, right, and it takes little time. Okay, so it's just to be on safe side, it takes time. What it will do is, it will not find the element which is supposed to be found in the next call, in the next function, and it throws no such element found exception here somewhere. That means it couldn't, your application is faster, your automation is faster, the application is slower, so there is no sync. So just to synchronize between application and your automation code, you have to put implicitly wait. That's it. What is it doing implicitly wait? It is just waiting for the specified time dynamically. Same thing, driver.manage.timeouts implicitly wait. It will take timeout in seconds and seconds, or whichever. You can also put days, years, doesn't matter. Okay, so whenever you sense there is a need for waiting, just call this function. Okay, now let's go there and create another function. So this is for a quick bookings pop-up. So just for appropriately, I know after this quick bookings pop-up is popped up, so I'll call this. So let's call this service pop-up. Let's call pop-up service. You can call it whichever you want to. Doesn't have to be same name. Okay, now what I have to do, I have to perform some operations. So tell me, what is the first operation and what is the function? What is the first operation? What are we trying to do here? If you don't know what,
select service.
Okay, you have to select. It was select like this, and we are selecting hotels from service. So what is the operation for it? New operations dot. What is the function for selecting drop down value? Select drop down. It's already there. Okay, now we choose second function because string. And where is the XPath coming from? We have already stored the XPath in page object. So you have to do it on the go because you have everything on your mind. I mean, so you just type it. So tell me, Where it should come from, just type the class name. What is the class name? Look at this point. Page objects, quick bookings, isn't it? So let's type. Without going back, I can type it directly. It will show the dot. Okay, so what is it? You have to select. Choose appropriately.
Drop down service.
Yes, drop down service. Okay, that's it. And what is the data I need to pass here? Service. Okay, so service I want to book like hotel, so I can pass hotel. Okay, so I'll actually hard code it, but I'll show you how to data drive it from a data pool. Okay, so now there is error. Just hover over it and see what's the error, so that you know what kind of error is. Okay, quick bookings dot drop down survey comma hotel, and everything looks fine. Let's wait, it's building, so it won't let until the building is 100%. Okay, now let's see. Okay, error is you have to add the throws declaration or surrounding try catch. Okay, so you can choose either one. Okay, I'll choose try and catch because it's better to put try catch inside the class page flows level classes, because you can decide what you want to do. You have full control over here rather than in the test case. So in case pop-up services take not coming or down, you can put recovery scenario here, like wait for more time and then redo it. So wrapper function will do it. So the wrapper function is in I defined in operations. This will retry couple times, like 5 times until it opens. So those kind of things, recovery things can be handled over here. So it's better to put try catch over here. Okay, anyway, now we have done one operation in the pop-up, and next operation is, what is the next operation? New operations dot click link or button, so it will do both. Click link and button both are same. Okay, now that will actually click on this, and where is the export stored? Quick bookings dot button underscore next. That's it. Let's align this and go back and run till this point and see if it runs at all. Okay, because it's better to run frequently than wait till the end. Okay, so now we have to call this in the test case. Until unless we don't call, it won't run. Simple as it. So first quick bookings, and then I have to call new function, which is new quick bookings. You can either instantiate this or just use new, which is better, because I don't want to instantiate this just for 2 or 3 calls, which doesn't make any sense. Bookings page and dot pop-up. Okay, this is the function we just now defined, so I'll call that. Okay, now let's debug quickly and see. I'll just close all other so that you can concentrate on this. Run it. Okay, now it clicked on quick bookings and let's see if it selects. Okay, so looks like it failed. Let's see what is the error. Yeah, it is actually failing. So this is debugging, so you can't avoid it, you have to do it. So all you have to do is just go for the particular line. Yeah, so no such element exception, and it couldn't find this element with the text hotel. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Quick booking. So it clicked on this button as per the logs. Click link, quick book. So it clicked on it, clicked on this back, and it opened. Then it failed. Wait 5 seconds, and then element was not found. Cannot locate the element with text hotel. Okay, let's see the line which will take us to that. Yeah, so find out this Selenium PhpTravels JUnit test, right? And this is calling this, and this is calling operations finally. So these are the three hierarchy which we are interested in. These others are not our concern. These are from inner methods, inner classes. So this is calling this. So click on this, it will go to the 52nd line. Okay, this is the error, but inside where it is going wrong, let's click. So it's in quick bookings page. This is where the error is occurring. So select drop down, and it complains the particular element with hotel is not available. So let's check it again. So service hotel. So what is the mistake? Anybody?
Is gonna be hotels.
Hotels, correct. So now you're going to correct it. So that's only possible when you debug it like this. Now if you rerun, now it will run. It won't complain no such element. So all you have to do is close this and rerun. So this will continue 1 or 2 times, but if you correct the error in the first place, no error. I mean, you can correct the error in the second time, then it won't occur. Okay, now it's selected. Hopefully it will click. Yeah, now it clicked. So far so good. Now let's fill all the other form fields, and finally it will book the hotel, whichever we want to. So the only difference in here is I'm showing the framework from the scratch as you code on the go. So instead of converting it to framework later, which we did for the first quick book, so what is it? Tools QA. Okay, that was for learning purpose, but this is for real time. Okay, so now same approach. You have to capture exports, create the page flows, call them in the test case. So remember, this is already done in the pop-up, so you don't need to redo that. Now let's do. Anyone has this application open on their system, they can find out some X% and ping me so that I can copy paste. So it's up to you. Okay, customer. Let's see if customer is a registered or guest. Okay, we are registered and customer name is so and so. That is already pre-filled. Okay, so I'll leave them be and we will concentrate on the blank fields. Okay, check-in date. That looks like a text box, but it has a calendar. Okay, so we have two options. Either we can select date, right? Then it will jump to the checkout date, or we can also type whole thing. Like if I want to book from 28/12/2018, I can also type. Okay, so let's see according to the DOM what the DOM says. Now this is the one field and it is an input. So input means you can type in. So, and it also has the date picker. This subject is called date picker. So let's see if we can also use a date picker. As soon as you click in this, it will open this date picker, right? Like this. So let's see if I want to select. This is a little bit difficult, date picker, because if I want to select from January 2018, I have to click on this, and you don't know current month, and you know current month, so you have to do a little bit more work. So I just want to see option. Okay, so this is actually table. The date picker is not actually date picker, it is a table, and you know table has table header, table body, table row, and table data. Okay, so we can also follow the same approach that I showed in the tools QA example. So just for the convenience, because we have option, we will type also. So let's go with the first approach. You can try with the second approach on your own by looking at the first example. Okay, so let's pick this again, and it's an input and it's easy input, and I know here input ID hotels and placeholder date and name is check-in, because hotels will be common for check-in and check-out, so I cannot choose. If I choose, it will show two matches, so I'll choose name directly because it's a check-in, and it can result in one match only. So input name check-in. So let me go input @name equals check-in. Directly I'm typing because I've already seen it. Okay, still two matches. Okay, so because this also has same thing hidden. Now let's see, we can pick a unique property. So this is ID hotels. Now what about the, okay, so we can put ID hotels, that will make the difference. So I'll put and @ID equals hotels. Okay, H is a capital, yes. Okay, now that's a single match. So all I used is a composite two properties in one export. So you have to build as many is needed. If you need to put 5 and then repeat all the property value combinations, you need to do it, then you have to do it. Okay, so then where we need to put this XPath, same thing in the quick bookings. So let's go to the page objects, not page flows. Don't get confused, these are all sub packages, package dot sub package dot, there may be more. In real time you don't have to, because we are doing different examples. I just segregate into different packages. The page objects, quick bookings, supplier login is the first page, then quick bookings. So I can create one more class called quick bookings form fill, but I don't want to do that, so I'll put it in the same. Okay, so this is a check-in. Let's check in. And what kind of object it is? It is a text box underscore check-in. Okay. Similarly, checkout. So just by changing check-in to checkout should work. So let's try that. Checkout. Okay, it doesn't work. So let's see if the name is check-in or checkout directly. Checkout is a name, that's right, but it doesn't show any matches. So name is checkout, input. Okay, maybe hotels is not there, so let's remove this. Okay, still one of two matches, and this is not the one which is hidden. Hidden is a property, type hidden. So let's see the second match, and this doesn't have hotel, so we have to choose other one. So checkout, and we can choose placeholder date. Yeah, so I'll put placeholder date. At the rate should be there. Okay, so D is capital. To put exactly now one of one match. So what I'll do is I'll just create another static string, call checkout, and copy this. Okay, so now we captured two objects. Then we'll continue. Let's say we will pass the value as 20 today to and 2 days later. Okay, so dynamically we'll pass using date utils, so don't worry. So if we run like tomorrow, it should still take tomorrow's date rather than the past date, so we'll make it totally dynamic. And total nights 1, that is blocked, so let's not go there. That's applications. Hotel name, let's see the names first. Hotel name is not displayed. Let's see. Registered hotels and okay, maybe because of dates it's not letting me. Okay, automatically 2. Okay, we can put a validation. If you put 2, then the 2 nights, it has to be 2 nights automatically. But true hotel name is not populated, so let's see. We can type any hotel, search, no matches found. Okay, so that's the application. We can't do anything about it. Let's try to change this to register to guest and see. Because we are logged in, we have to be registered. But let's just see. Okay, then it asks you for the first name, last name. Then just see hotel name. Okay, it doesn't matter. Hotel name is not getting populated. So we will leave that as is. We will just select and see. Customer name is, yeah, whatever is the customer name, John Smith. Room name is select. Okay, so room quantity is 1. That is also by default selected. So let's not do anything. Per night price. Okay, so now we can put per night price like 80. Total tax is blocked. Total deposit, so we are depositing 80. Okay, so 2 nights, 80 plus 80 plus tax, so 160. 80 plus 80, and we deposit 60. How much is left is 80. So this we can validate again. Grand total should be 160 automatically. If I put total deposit 100, It has to change 100 dynamically. Okay, so then we'll put a validation point and then book now. That should be the end. And because it doesn't have database, we can't check. So if it has database, I'll just tell you how to validate with database. I mean backend. Maybe having front end database, not backend database. Visual database. I mean. Okay, so let's continue. 2 nights. So this has to be automatically changed. So we are going to put validation point. So let's capture that value if we can. Okay, so that is the input and ID stay, right? ID stay or name stay. Name stay is also there. So I'll put stay. So remember, we are not filling this, we are capturing that to validate it. Okay, 1 of 1, so that we can capture. So let's call this total nights. And this is actually text label, text box only. So I'll take it as text label because it's already pre-filled. Okay, and what is the spot? Okay. So remember, this we are going to use for the get text, capture text. Okay, hotel name is blank. It's nothing there. This is a dummy site, so it's fine. Okay, now we are going to fill room quantity is also 1, so that's fine. Total per, okay, so this is what we are going to fill actually, per night price. Everything else will be pre-filled based on the per night price. So let's capture this guy. Okay, ID is room total. Okay, all small. Okay, one of match. So this is per night price, so we'll put it exactly. So this is a text box. Okay, so that is done. So then we can put a validation point here also, but I just want to put a validation point right here. Okay, at the end, validation, final validation. So one more, we have to capture total deposit 100. Okay, so ID is total to pay. Deposit. So name the objects according to this, not this, because you're going to see this on the application. without opening DOM. So keep the names which are visually displayed on the application page rather than in the DOM. Okay, so that's total deposit. Then finally we will click on this button. I mean, before clicking you have to capture, right? So let's go in the sequential order. Okay, so this total room amount is per night price into multiplied by the number of nights you're staying. So this is a span. ID is summary room total. So let's put it accordingly. Okay, so this is called, in the page it's a total room amount booking summary. So let's put clearly. So I'll leave a space over here to distinguish. And this is a text label. You can just call label if you want to differentiate, but it's a text, so I am going to dot text. So let's keep that like that. And booking summary has this, so let's call it booking summary underscore total room amount. Clearly, booking summary total room amount. You can put one more underscore, but I don't recommend that because it's going to become cumbersome. And this is the export for this. Okay, so similar fashion, tax and VAT, leave it 0. Deposit is whatever you deposited, you just match it here, and grand total will be same thing. 160 is a grand total, so you're not subtracting this. What is left? I mean, what is the pending amount? So let's go with the application. Grand total just has to be 160, and deposit is already total amount. Okay, deposit next, right? So this is to pay total and ID. So let's see. Okay, so this is not coming. Okay, is it span of TD? Okay, then it's fine. So what is it? Deposit. And this is the export. And grand total, let's capture that. Okay, TD total, to pay total, TD to pay total. No, TD grand total. Okay. Okay, so these three things are for validation purposes. Now finally, after validating, we'll book now. So let's do that. And this is the input. And I can go for book now value. Book space now. Okay, so I'll just leave the space here so that we know it is what button underscore book now. And this is the export. Okay, so we are done with the export objects or page objects. So let's automate this one. We haven't automated this, but it will be quicker because export is only time taking process. So where should we put this automation? In the page flows dot PhpTravels dot quick bookings page, isn't it? So let's go there. Step by step we'll call. Also page, not okay. So this will go there. So pop-up service is done. So what I'll do is I'll create new function. Public void, and this is for booking form. So let's call it form booking. Okay, so let's call step by step. First, these are already done. These are already done. So check in first. So this is a set text box. So I'll just call new operations everywhere. So let's see if we can instantiate this. Okay, so now we can use op dot. So replace this. Okay, tell me what is the function first. Op dot set text, right? And this is what we are going to fill. And what is the export here? Export should be coming from quick bookings, isn't it? So I'll just put dot and see. It's a text box. So if I type text, it will show check-in. Okay, and test data, it must come from dynamically. So what I'll do is I'll call date utils. Okay, so all the utils are here in the utils folder. I will go to date utils and call a function which returns me a date. Okay, so Control O opens all the functions. So let's see, get date. Okay, these are all for differences. Get today's date and time. Okay, but this might not be written in this appropriate format. So because we want in a MMDD format, so we have, I'll choose the appropriate function. I created lot many which I even don't keep track of. Okay, I created a function called now, but that has a now word somewhere. So star now will. Okay, so date underscore now, because we don't want time, I don't have to go for date underscore now. This will ask me the format. So let's choose that. Yeah, so desired format date now. This will just return me a date. Okay, like this. So let me call the date underscore now here. And this is a static function. If at all it is, yeah, it is static, so I don't have to instantiate. So directly date utils dot date underscore now with string param desired format. Okay, and what is the format? I need to fill in MMDD that will automatically return me. Okay, now let's see, try catch is needed. Yes, so add throws declaration or try catch. So I can go for throws declaration also. So I'm showing two different examples. So let's throws interrupted exception. You can also change it to exception for covering all exceptions. Okay, so just to explain you, date utils are just dealing with returning the date. So I use the local date as a class, which is a part of JIRA. So all we need to do is just import this JIRA library into library. I'll show you after this. So it has function now, which returns me current date. Okay, now date time formatter class will enable me to format it to the according to my desired format, MMDDYY, DDMMYY, YY, MMDD with hyphen slash everything. Okay, now using that I'll format and print. Okay, so then simply I'll return that to string, date string. Okay, so this is just an example. So If I pause this, it will show me this. Oh, not this. Okay, these are different examples, not the same. MDDYY means it's single digit. If it is January 1st, it will show 1 1 only. So MMDDYY shows 0 1 0 1. 0 will be appended at the beginning. Okay, that's a different. So let's go there. Okay. Here in the page we are filling. Yeah. Okay, so similarly we have to fill checkout date also. So I'll use the same code, and all I have to call is a different XPath, isn't it? Okay, but checkout we are putting like 2 days difference between, like we are checking in today and checking out day after tomorrow. So I have another function. Let's go to date utils again. I can directly call here because it's already there. Okay, so date add 2 days to it. So let's call add date plus days from the specified date, or date minus days from specified date. Okay, so I'll call this. This is a little bigger, but don't worry. First, it will ask me to get that current date and then number of days you want to add to it, then what format you want to add to it. Okay, so I want 2 days and pattern is same thing, MMDDYY. Okay, so let's see what I am doing here. Inside I am just availing the function add days. Joda has add days, so same thing, it will return in the current date, and plus days, not add days, plus days, 2 days plus days will return me this. Okay, so let's see if we can use the today's date plus, if it is already there, I don't have to pass this date, plus, okay, star plus, yeah, date today's plus is there, date plus years, date plus months, date plus days from specified date, date p, date plus hours, no. Okay, so I guess we can go with our approach, date plus year, date plus year, date today's plus. Okay, so maybe we can use this, but it should return in the MMDDYY. Okay, so it is returning in MMDDYY. So instead I'll take this date today plus and 2 days. That will be easier. Today plus. Okay, so this automatically takes current date and adds 2 days to it. So previous function, actually we have to pass the date from which you want to add date. So I can also pass tomorrow's date and add 2 days to it. So since there is no need, I'll just call this. There is one extra bracket. Remove it, and then we are capturing this, isn't it? So let's capture the to date. Automatically it will capture. So what is the function for capturing text from page? op dot get text. Okay, and XPath locator is already there. Dot, what is XPath? So you need to type the type of object, so which is text label, so that you can filter out. Okay, so which is the one here? Total nights, right? That will return me the string which is total nights. Okay, now we have to put validation right away here. So let's put validation. Okay, so validation is 2 days. If we book for 2 days, it has to display 2 days. So I told you validation is in the report utils, because, and I just compare, isn't it? So compare expected with actual, and it will return me boolean. If it is returning me boolean, it automatically says pass, otherwise fail. So I created one more function, overloaded, which also reports to final report. But let's see this first. Compare, I'll show you. It simply compares if expected equals actual, pass. Okay, if expected not equals actual, fail. It will be printed automatically. So let's use this. So total nights actual value is this, right? And expect, let's call this total nights underscore actual. And what is the expected total nights underscore expected? This minus this is total nights underscore expected, isn't it? So you can store these values in a separate function, separate variable, and do the minus. Okay, so that I leave as a homework. So for now I will hard code this expected. Okay, so you can do that, try that. Because of the time limitation, I am putting expected as string 2. Okay, so not an integer, to remember that. Okay, so now I'll put it. So if it is 2, real time it's displaying 2, then it will pass, otherwise fail. So you can try with both pass and fail validation. So just put 3 here, it will fail. You can just for debugging purpose, just for learning purpose, you can do that. Okay, after that we will leave this and come to per night price. This is what we are entering. So op dot set text and quick bookings dot. Okay, what is it we are entering? Text box per night price, right? And test data, I can get it from data pool. Okay, which is which I will show later, next class. We will, for the timing, hard code it to, what do you want to hard code it with? 80 or whichever. You can change this value according to your test case. Okay, so then we are putting a validation point here also, right? So just try to put validation point here and see. Now I'm directly booking, so I'll leave the validation as a homework, and you can do it, and if you can't do it, I'll tell you, but try it at least. Okay, now I'll try to book it. op dot click link and quick bookings. Okay, so that's the one. Just all you need to type is partially and page objects. Okay, so I'll choose this dot button and book now. It's very easy. Okay, just fill this validation. I'll just put to do add validation for booking summary. Okay, so to do will remind you what to do. Okay, so it will add this to do, so that means you have to do it later as a task or homework. Okay, so now that's done. So we'll call this function in the test case and run it. Form booking. Okay, where is the test case? Hybrid framework right here. New quick bookings page. Okay, all right, so let's run. If we can add throws declaration, I will add it here. It will add, right? Now run it and see. Okay, this is because of the build problem. You won't get it because I'm building every time. Just first time it will throw it. Okay, after this you can continue. I'll end this session today. Okay, so the date is messed up. Let's see. 80. Okay, check in the date. Format is not correct. Hotel name select. Okay, so far it filled in the page except for the check-in, and checkout is fine. So something went wrong here. Let's investigate that. And book now is not able to book because hotel name is not. So probably that's application issue because it doesn't have any hotel name. So let's try manually. Please select an item in the list. Yeah, that's what it says, and it doesn't have any item. So let's select any. Tell me any holiday. No, it's not showing anything. And what are the other names? Hotel names. Hilton. Yeah, it's not actually showing anything. That's how the application is. Okay, so book now is not working. That's so far we have just filled in these dates. Okay, check-in is filling these with two different special character check-in date. So that we will see here. Yeah, it is actually filling with question mark. So that is a date problem. So let's see if we can resolve this in the code. So form booking, check-in, yeah, this one. Okay, so the problem is capital that's all. The format is wrong. So if I pass capital it will treat it as multi DDOV. Okay, so we can rerun this, or you can put small m also, doesn't matter because it's 2-digit anyway, so it won't get any problem. So that will resolve. And if you have time, I will rerun one more time. Okay, so you just capture this here. Okay, so instead of this it will display over here. So it's the same thing, but you add the validation. Only thing is it won't work. Book now it is not booking actually because of this application issue. So far we have automated. That's all we need to do. Okay, so let's run quickly. Finally, you can add logout functionality, so that I leave it to you as homework again. Okay, now it is entering the check-in date properly. The format was the issue. Okay, so that's it. Book now won't work because it's a dummy application. Okay, so you have to do this validation 80 and 80. Grand total is 80. I don't know why, because room quantity I didn't enter as 2. Okay, so you can probably enter that or leave it. Yeah, that's fine too. Okay, final method you can add is log out. Okay, so it will log out and go back to login page. So that's for your homework to do. All right, one more to do. Okay, quickly I'll show you one more thing because I've been added some jars. All you have to do is add those jars. I have already put it in the Google Drive in the drivers jars lib. So go to build path and configure build path and here I added libraries, all the libraries external. The date utils all are coming from JIRA. Okay, so without adding this you will get error, so just make sure this all the libraries I have added. You can put it anywhere, C drive, drivers. Okay, so lib, all this 91 you don't have to, but just add them all. So today I have used couple of jars, JIRA and everything. Yeah, so this is a jar that calculates the date and everything, so without which it will throw error. So these are all residing in C drivers lib folder. So all you have to do is just take this, which I have added in the Google Drive. Just take them and put it in your anywhere in your C drive or anywhere, and just add them right here. Okay, add external jars. Okay, just click on this button in the library. Okay, so then it will come here and select all and open. That's it. Apply and close. That's all you have to do. Okay, so one more thing is I am adding this code in Selenium GitHub. Okay, every day. So no Git code is not in the Google Drive, so you have to take it from here only. So today I worked on date utils. Okay, it's already added. Properties is added. So new classes I need to add them separately, so I will add them right now. Page flows, yeah, this is a new class, right? So plus, and PhpTravels page objects plus, okay, so these are not required right away. Okay, so now all I'm doing is just add them to, and test, of course, test is already added, right? PhpTravels unit test, JUnit test. So I'll show you the different example next class in test engine. Okay, so that we can cover that as well. Okay, so right click, team, commit. Okay, so I'll just remove whichever are not required because you will get confused. PhpTravels is the one we have added. Demo it is not required. Finally I will share, but not today. Okay, PhpTravels, supplier login, all this, config, and page flows, PhpTravels, and final test case, page objects, page flows, and test case. That's all we need. Test case, page objects, page flows for PhpTravels example. So all I'm doing is commit and push. This will immediately update. Let me show you. Committing changes 0%, 100%. Okay, this is a site which I'm sharing in email. Now if I refresh, it will show today's date. This is the last 2 days ago, right? Okay, 22 seconds ago. So this is exactly what I put. Okay, so take it from here. All you have to do is go here and download zip and import into your. If you're comfortable with regular check-in checkout process from GitHub, this is a process. I will share you these notes today. Okay, you follow this GitHub configuration, create your account and follow exactly. And if you're following the commands, like using this git clone first and then git push pull, okay, and check the git status later using the git bash. So these are for git bash. So two ways you can do. One is just take the zip, unzip and import to your, so importing is easy for you, I guess. So just import, unzip and import, then you will get the latest here. Okay, so any more questions today? If not, I'll end this session here. Okay guys, so good night. I'll end the session. I think I'll exit here.